Cool. I don't have any clever start for this one.
That's all right.
Okay. Oh, thank you. The important thing is I be myself. Hello, and welcome to Pink Floyd, the podcast where we watch every movie ever made to see if it syncs up with Pink Floyd's 1973 magnum opus, The Dark Side of the Moon. I did a little dance as I said that album title,
Ooh.
And my name is Gareth Blackler.
What's up? Surf's up. Hang 10. My name's James Barron, Surfer James Barron here. Down in Christchurch, sunny Christchurch. It's lovely here. Ready to go to the beach, but I didn't, unfortunately. I
stayed indoors and watched a movie.
I watched Point Break instead.
Yes.
It kind of dissuaded me from going to the beach, honestly. A lot of bad stuff happens at this beach.
Yeah, not very, you don't meet any you meet, one surfer who's not involved in crime, the whole movie.
Yeah.
How did you find this movie? Have you seen it before?
I'd never seen it before, no.
Me neither.
It's one that's obviously been on my radar, but heard of it and known the story basically beat for beat without ever watching it. But
oh wow.
I'm glad that I did watch it. I did enjoy it. Yeah. What about you? Do you any background knowledge of the Point Break?
No, I think it was the same. I'd absorbed a lot through osmosis, which I love those kind of movies when you think you know it. You've seen it, but you actually haven't. I feel like that was me with Star Wars. I think I actually didn't see Star Wars until I was maybe 18. But I assumed I had because I knew the story beat by beat from toys and ads and parodies.
Pretty much. You can put it together. Except for major twists, I guess. You probably had that one spoiled for you by the whole world.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's anyone out there who's watching Empire Strikes Back for the first time and being like, whoa, that twist?
I'm pretty sure there's no one listening to this podcast that hasn't seen Empire Strikes Back. That would really surprise me. 30 episodes deep into a niche movie podcast and you haven't seen Empire? Man, full credit to you.
I like to imagine our listeners haven't seen any movie. They're exclusively into Pink Floyd, or even then, maybe not. This is just their only way they know how movies work.
Yeah, they don't really know what we're doing at all. They they just oh man, these boys, they tell a nice wee story along with listening to my favorite album every week. They're bloody inventive. God, where do they get their ideas?
I want that person to exist.
Yeah. Oh man, such a lovely naivete.
Yeah, especially the way we tell these, retell these movies. I think you'd, if they then tried to create the movie based on how we told it, they'd end up with something very messed up.
Very different. There'd be a lot of focus on bit part characters and scenes that don't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of characters turning to the camera and being like, this was probably set up in a different movie.
Yep. Lots of setups from that we completely gloss over, just appearing in flashbacks. We'll talk about them a bit later in the pod and we'll be like, oh yeah, this happened.
Yeah. We forgot to mention that's actually his dad.
Yeah, it was. Anyway.
Yeah. Have you surfed before? As surfing is surprisingly mostly what this movie's about.
God, no. I'm so inept at standing up. I don't think I'd be able to do the surfing thing. It looks really cool, and I'd love to give it a go someday. But also, there's not a lot of big waves in Christchurch. I think
That's true.
I've seen people out at Sumner Beach and stuff trying to surf, but the waves are only probably about 2 foot high at a max, on a windy, rough day. So
yeah,
you're not getting a lot of opportunity out there. But who knows? Someday. I'd be keen to.
The ex-presidents wouldn't be paddling out to Christchurch, I don't think.
No, I don't think so.
No.
They do get startlingly close, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get to that. The mention of New Zealand that swells our hearts with joy.
What about you, man? You catching some sweet tubes out there?
I haven't caught a single tube. I was really interested in it one summer, and a friend of ours was going to teach me, but then never contacted me about it. And I was, too shy to contact her about it, and the whole thing never happened. And that's a great story.
Yeah, damn. That's fairly tragic social interaction that never happened. Damn.
Right?
Yeah.
Because, like, I ran into her. She was, like, an old high school friend.
Yeah.
And if she's listening, then yay.
Sweet.
I ran into her at, like, a petrol station. She's like, yeah, we're learning to surf. Come surf with us. And I was like, yeah, that'd be amazing. And, like, drove the rest of the way home.
Yeah.
Thinking, like, yeah, wow, this chance encounter, now I'm really into surfing. My life has changed.
Yep.
And no, it just stayed the exact same.
Well, sometimes that happens, ships in the night, as it were. Like,
Oh.
but hey, there's an alternate universe Gareth out there that's just mega into surfing. He's like one of these dudes.
Yes. These dudes. This movie is for the dudes. This movie is Silence of the Lambs for the dudes, I reckon.
Super true.
Yeah.
If Silence of the Lambs wasn't already for the dudes.
Yeah, true.
But, like, man, it's very, very macho the whole way through. They talk about, like, surfing as if it's, like, a crazed religion. A lot of adrenaline junkie stuff going on. Yeah, man. I was, like, beating my chest like fucking King Arthur watching this movie.
I want that to catch on as an idiom. Like, I want that idiom, beating my chest like King Arthur, to outlast the memory of the Guy Ritchie King Arthur film.
Everyone's like, what the fuck does that even mean? Like, surely King Kong? I don't know. Nah, dude. King Arthur, the other king.
Speaking of kings, should these two kings that we are talk about this movie starring a different two kings synced to an album by four kings?
Yep, that's a lot of kings. This is a complicated monarchy, but I'm ready to get started if that's what you're asking.
Yeah, for King A.
Ooh, sweet. Anyway,
Thanks.
Speak to Me, baby. We're starting the album. Rolling Waves over the title card.
Yes.
Love to see it. Into it. Also, we're getting like slow-mo surfing over Breathe right at the start. I'm into it.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, Breathe works so well to surf to by the looks of things.
Yeah, generally with slow-mo, if your movie's doing like a slow-mo intro, I'm into it. Like, that's a good match for me. And also just a good technique, I think. Love a bit of slow-mo. Makes things look cool.
Yeah. What if, like, it never came out of slow-mo? Is there a point where you'll stop liking it?
Well, if the whole movie was in slow-mo and took, like, twice as long to finish, I'd probably get a bit tired of it. Like, dialogue in slow-mo, probably not so good.
Yeah.
But, there are other bits in slow-mo that are good, so...
Yeah. When I bought Janelle Monáe's last album on vinyl, I hadn't heard it, and I was listening to it. I was like, man, every song is really slow and has this, like, pitch-down vocal effect.
Right.
This is cool. I don't know if they're going to keep it going for the whole album. And then I realized I was playing it at the wrong speed, so I was just listening to the whole album in slow-mo.
Man, classic record problems. Holy moly.
Yeah, man. No one's relating to that.
Playing it at, like, hard, yeah. I feel like our audience, Pink Floyd rockers, are super into that. They're very attuned to that. They're like, man, I've been there. Pink Floyd took, like, an hour to complete. It was crazy. Dark Side of the Moon. This is a long-ass album.
Yeah, man. We're making a lot of assumptions about our audience this episode, and I'm for it.
Yeah.
This episode's this, oh my gosh, I've blanked on the word. This episode is the survey that you get when you've listened to something for too long, except we've filled it out for you.
Okay, yeah. It's like customer analysis kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Psychographic testing of our audience.
Yeah.
Sweet. Anyway, Keanu is here, also in the intro, in the rain, practicing shooting with a gun. He's got 100% accuracy, which is fucking wild.
Yeah.
And also,
he turns to the camera when we first see his face, and Pink Floyd do a little, like, I've written De La Boime on their guitar.
Oh.
Which I enjoyed.
Yeah, that's all good stuff. Holy moly. He also does a wee, like, thumbs up, and he's real happy that he got 100%.
Yeah.
Although, all the, like, little targets and stuff that he's shooting are just, like, he seems to be shooting, like, men and women alike at this target range. Like, a small child could pop up and he'd just, like, blow them away. Just any target.
There must be, like, a preset agreement that these are all baddies. Even these children. Yeah.
You're in the baddies-only shooting range.
Yeah. You want to go to the moral decision shooting range? You go down the road.
Right?
Man.
It doesn't seem like
one.
It doesn't seem like standard cop training, right? You're like all the like fucking like shooting arcade games that I've played have like various people that you can't shoot because it'll game over for you. It's because like, you shot an innocent. What are you doing? You're not a real LAPD person. I don't know. But yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Next up, we've got Keanu's character name is also Johnny Utah, which I think is maybe the dumbest character name of all time. It's really good.
Yeah. It's like he's got to appear like a Midwestern everyman, Johnny Utah.
He's literally Johnny Utah. Like, I think that was potentially like a one of those a placeholder name for him.
Yes.
You know, and they just sort of kept it in the script.
Yeah.
And Keanu's like, nah, man, I've already attached to Johnny Utah. You can't change the name.
I went to the store and I got driver's license made that said Johnny Utah. Like, what am I going to do? Take this back?
Driver's license is expensive, alright? It's
Yeah.
like $100 to get a new one or something. God, crazy.
I spent the last 6 months, every time someone said Utah, I turn around and go, me? I can't undo that training.
Oh, so method. That's a Keanu.
What's your opinion on Keanu? Like, I know people, like, everyone loves him, obviously, but do you find him a bit blank? Do you find him, like,
I like him a lot, usually. This is him, like, quite early in his career, and it does show.
Yes, there's a lot of shades of Bill and Ted still in him.
Totally, yeah. He's really leaning into the surf culture kind of thing, even before he starts learning to surf. Especially when he's, like, talking about things looking people up on the police database. That all that dialogue feels very forced.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's alright. I'll allow it. He's a weird dude in this movie, actually, in general.
Oh, heck yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of weird dudes in this, and I'm for it. It's like how you kind of imply a deep history to people, but I think they've implied way too much of a deep history, especially we're going to meet him very soon, Gary Busey's character.
Oh my god, yeah. Before we do, though, we've got John C. McGinley of Scrubs fame showing up here as, like, the chief guy, effectively. Yeah. It's like they're the FBI, right? So...
Yeah.
They're like a national organization, but they're based in LA for this movie. Is that correct?
I have no idea how the FBI works, so maybe he's like the local FBI chief?
Potentially.
But
anyway.
Either way, so good in this movie.
Fucking crushes it as like an angry-ass police chief with a fire being lit under his ass. Like classic trope. It's so good.
Yeah. This must have been how he got the Scrubs role, right? Like, he's essentially just being himself in Scrubs.
Oh, totally. Yeah, like mega hard-ass with a heart of gold. Like, exactly right.
Did you know, in the script for Scrubs, they wrote a John C. McGinley type when describing Dr. Cox. But then John C. McGinley still had to audition 4 times.
4 times?
Yeah.
That's so mean. Oh my gosh. Actually, we're just looking for someone like you, not you.
Yeah. Oh.
Damn. Ruthless.
Yeah.
We can't afford you, John. We need someone similar, but cheaper.
Do you know any, like, low-rent versions of yourself?
Wow, imagine if you did. There's just, like, a budget Gareth Blackler out there somewhere. You're like, man,
I just keep him in my crew, because I love myself so much.
Yeah. He, like, backs you up Igor style.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Oh, my gosh. If you're a budget James Barron or Gareth Blackler out there, hit us up. There's a career in being our friend out there.
Right now, they're hosting like a podcast where they sync the Armin brothers with like comic strips or something.
Yeah, probably something equally silly.
Yeah.
Note how I said equally and not worse.
Yeah, and I'm okay with it. Gosh.
Yeah. Anyway, old mate Gary Busey is here.
Gareth Busey.
Gareth Busey.
Yes.
He ain't happy about being saddled with a new partner. What do you think of him? How's your vibe on old Gary Busey, Gareth?
I had never seen Gary Busey act in a movie, I don't think.
Like at all?
So I was like stoked to see him, and then like...
See what he's got.
I bloody loved his character. He does something very strange that I feel like we're going to spend like 45 minutes talking about. But like... Yeah, I thought he was great. I was like, this is the guy that people don't like? Gary Busey can act.
Right?
Like, I'm having a whale of a time.
I feel like Gary Busey catches a lot of flack because he does have a terrifying face and facial structure. And he's known for being like a weird dude as well, which like this movie does not dissuade at all. He's super weird. But
yeah, for
but
sure.
yeah, it's like he's fine. He's great in this. He does some great acting, and like I'm for it. I'm stoked to see him.
He also has a pretty, like, first draft name, and that is, he's like the father figure, and his name's Papas, and he's from Los Angeles, and it's Angelo.
Angelo Papas?
Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing.
Or maybe Papa's Angelo.
Papa's Angelo? That's even better.
A weaker film would look it up. A weaker podcast, I mean.
We're a film now. We're in the film.
Yeah. Yeah. Meanwhile, we're sitting there at the FBI office eating the free donuts.
Yeah, man. I'm twiddling my pen around my fingers impatiently. Like, what's this Keanu guy's deal? I mean, what's Johnny Utah's deal? That's my line.
Why do you keep calling him Keanu, man?
Dude, I don't know. Let's get back to looking stuff up on these computers.
We've got to solve some 90s crime.
Yeah. My floppy disk has been stolen. Don't know where it is. Just around the office. That would be the most. Well, not actual crime.
Yeah. We're essentially the police who police the police, but we just solve crimes within the police's office.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're internal.
Love it.
We need to actually get back to this silly film. So we cut straight to a bank robbery playing out, pretty much. The introduction to the ex-presidents, people in US president masks robbing a bank. Bloody classic. Yeah. I like this a lot. Great aesthetic for a bank robbing team, all wearing masks as ex-presidents, and using the accents as well. Like Nixon is doing like a pretty good Nixon accent, Reagan as well. It's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, and they're like dressed in full suits and everything, and they've got these pre-prepared jokes.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, if these guys aren't also in an improv troupe, I don't know what to
For real,
believe.
they got a lot of charisma.
Yeah,
shown by
this like sharp jump to the robbery did annoy me that it didn't happen in time with the Pink Floyd clocks.
Yeah, same. Unfortunately, the clocks go off a little bit later. We're also like still, I think, mid on the run when this is happening, but the clocks go off when we get mooned by the guy that has words written on his ass, as you do. Classic bank robbery move.
Yeah, and the weird thing is, like, we could jokingly say, "Oh, remember that mooning because it's going to come in handy," and it does.
I know, right? That's wild. You'll recognize this ass
weird.
from the security footage. Yeah. Gary says that they've robbed 27 banks in the span of 6 months or something like that. So, like, some kind of crazy number of banks that they've had.
Yeah.
And he's trying to catch where they are. He's been, like, on the case for them a long time. Anyway, they go, like, after this most recent bank robbery, they go and check out the drop car. So they were using a car that they obviously abandoned to get away, because that's a smart bank robber move. Like, he says, like, their technique is really, really clever and that they're really hard to catch. They'd never go into the vaults as a key part because it wastes too much time. Anyway, Gary's really pissed off about going to check out this car. He thinks it's beneath him. He's probably done this like multiple times, or like has sent people out to do it for all the other bank robberies.
Yeah.
So it's like Bush League kind of stuff for him. But anyway.
Yeah, it's probably like when a new boss starts and they like their first big suggestion is something that the team has tried like 50 times, but you still have to do it.
Yeah, it's frustrating. I get it, man. They have like a big shouting match with each other in front of this car, but it's just mainly like Keanu like riling him up to try and get his theory about who these guys are out of him. It's a really weird scene. I
only figured out during my Floyd watch, so maybe we can attribute this to Pink Floyd, that it is sort of setting up one of the themes of the movie about like wanting to feel alive, because he goes like, you like yelling, want to feel alive.
That's true, I guess. Yeah, they're like, it's really interesting, the like painting of masculinity in this movie actually, and that they're just like all thrill seekers deep down. They're like playing into that like primal machoism that's within everyone.
Yeah,
every guy anyway. It's really weird.
Like ignoring the Pink Floydiness of it, because like that's what we're here for. the tiny sub thing of like, is the movie good? How does it match up to the other bro movies we've covered on the show?
Oh, interesting. I think it's like pretty up there in terms of broiness. It's interesting. Like, Magic Mike's probably more broy.
Yeah.
But not by much. I would say it's like they're very close together.
Yeah, Magic Mike captures the innate broiness of having a pointless conversation. But like, yeah. This is up there. And in terms of quality, again, this movie rules.
Yeah, oh, for sure. I think Fast and Furious 8 is like broy to the max in that like everyone is your bro in that movie, no matter what.
Like, family.
Yeah, the people that you haven't met yet are just bros waiting to happen, you know? Like, that's the vibe from that movie.
Yeah. That's my new vibe for life, I think.
Strangers are just bros you haven't bonded with, up with yet. All right.
Actually, I will say, because watching this with subtitles, I realized a lot of their bros they say are bras. So this might be the bra-iest movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet. Broiest versus bra-iest.
Yeah. Until we cover like a weird Pixar movie about sentient bras, and then that's the bra-iest movie.
I don't think that would get greenlit.
No. Unless a lot of people got real chill about a lot of things.
Yeah. Maybe. Maybe in the future.
Yeah.
We're not ready for it yet, but 2030?
Yeah.
Look out for, like, bras and things. I don't know. I'm trying to come up with a bra title, and I'm not at all qualified to do so. Anyway, let's get back to the thing.
Yes.
The theory is that the ex-presidents are surfers. There's some fairly decent reasons that Gary Busey has for this. They've done some like tracing of like materials found at like the various scenes. They found some like wax, and he like traced it to potentially be Sex Wax, which is a legitimate brand for surfboards and stuff like that. As someone that's made the joke of like, oh, Sex Wax, it's like, no, dude, that's like what it is called. Don't worry. So I get it. And also the timing of all the robberies like tend to take place over summers. So there you go.
Yeah. And so that's when they figure it out, and they lay down what they think is going on, that they're surfing and robbing banks to fuel the endless summer, and then they both jump on their desks and pretend to surf.
Yeah. Oh man. You know, as you do. And at the FBI. And Gary's just like, I think he's coming around to having a partner at this point
for sure.
Already. He's playing into his own theory, so it's like, all right, we can work on this together. Anyway, they come up with the idea that Utah is going to go undercover as a surfer. Right at the end of time, he's out there practicing with a surfboard, and he takes a dive off the end of it.
Yeah.
Like, into the ocean. He's really bad. He's like flopping about in the ocean and getting just like absolutely destroyed by waves.
Yeah.
As we get into like Great Gig's intro, I'm pretty sure he's like shouting out, like, just like, oh shit, over and over again, which is pretty great. There's a lot of random expletives, especially over the like skydiving scenes later.
Yes, yeah.
But yeah, anyway, a lovely lady comes over and saves him. Who is really pissed off at him for getting out into the waves without knowing what he's doing. Johnny introduces himself and says, "Name's Johnny Utah," and she's like, "Who cares?" Which is great. That's the perfect response to someone introducing themselves as Johnny Utah.
I think the only better movie introduction, like rebuttal, is, do you remember in Highlander? Clancy Brown's character like meets a sex worker, and she's like, "I'm Candy," and he's like, "Of course you are." I think about that like 3 times a month. I think it's so strange.
That's crazy. Wow.
Yeah.
There's so much subtext there. Man.
It's kind of like it's the two extremes. Like, next time you meet someone, greet them with a "who cares" or an "of course you are." And watch as the relationship deteriorates immediately.
Yeah, this is a great way to make friends.
Yeah.
New bros.
If you too are living that no new friends lifestyle, try these handy tips.
I I feel like this goes against the ethos you set up like last point ago, but that's fine.
If you're worried that a stranger is a bro you haven't met, try these handy tips.
Yeah, write this down.
Yeah.
So, obviously the next move for Johnny Utah is to just creepily spy on this girl getting changed.
Yeah.
For no reason. Then he looks her up on the police computer and finds out where she works. Gary gets on his case about this, which I appreciate. He's like, come on, dude. This is your contact? Like, this, like, attractive girl that you've met?
Yeah.
Like, dude, this is not what police resources are for.
I mean, if he had been watching her get changed and she dropped a big book called How to Rob a Bank, then maybe he could keep stalking her.
Maybe.
But otherwise,
that would
nah.
be better. He is, like, it sucks because the information that he gets, he's like, this is something I can use. Both her parents are deceased. That's my way in. And I'm like, what?
That's
fucked.
It's evil.
Yeah. Like, I'm glad this comes back, but holy moly does this suck. This is, like pretty bad.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
I've written "what the fuck, my guy" in my notes, like live reaction to that. So there you go. Anyway, he goes down to see her. She's like working at a shop or something, and she like refuses to teach him because who wouldn't? He's Johnny Utah. But yeah, then he like gaslights her into helping him with like a sob story about his own parents dying, which isn't true.
Yeah.
Fucking awful. I hate this guy already. It's a shame.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is the move to get me to like your character. Get me to like the like main character of your film. Just being a fucking douche. But hey. It's the 90s, I guess.
Yeah, and it's a movie. Like, movies conditioned us to be like, you gotta tell some lies to get what you want. And then when you tell the truth,
pretty
you'll be
girl.
like, oh my gosh, yay.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Jesus. It's not the lesson you want to learn from this old movie.
No.
However, speaking of lessons, we're getting some surf lessons over a montage over Money, which I'm liking.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Lyrically, it's not really working, but there's there's like more of a groove to Money than anything else in this album.
Yeah, true. I would say it's the most montagey song.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah. Like, ideally you want a shopping montage, but I'll take this one. Yes. They're like... he's getting better out there. He starts, like, nailing it. Oh, no, they see... He's not getting, like, amazing, but he's doing okay.
Yeah.
He's doing good at surfing in the end. And then they see Bodhi out there, and he's nailing it. He's surfing around. I've written surfing like a god, which I think is just how it's described, potentially. Also, hilariously, since the lessons, the waves have gotten about 6 foot higher. Just for when Bodhi is surfing. He's that good.
Yeah, he brings the waves to him.
His Poseidon-like energy can summon a wave.
They've been following him around, like, oh man, I gotta catch the perfect Bodhi.
Yeah, there you go.
Coming soon from Pixar is a movie about sentient waves that are also bank robbers.
I like that. It's
yeah,
the
actually,
sequel
I
to the
like
Braz
that a
one.
lot.
Yeah. Sentient waves, man.
Yeah.
That's a great one. It would be really sad as well, because waves are all about, like, the entropic decay, you know, which Pixar's all about. Suddenly it's like, remember death?
There's, like, a really sad montage of them hitting the shore, and it's set to, like, Dave Matthews Band Crash.
Oh, man. Okay. Man, all I know about Dave Matthews Band is that he has, like, really wild lyrics, like, that don't make any sense a lot of the time if you actually pay attention to them.
Yeah, that sounds right. I think all I know about Dave Matthews Band is they have a song called Crash.
Sweet.
And I was like, maybe it's about crashing waves?
Maybe. Check it out.
There's almost definitely a song that's like called Crashing Waves that's more famous than Dave Matthews Band Crash, but
nah.
I don't know it.
Yeah. We don't know it. Doesn't exist. Yes, he's looking for the ultimate ride, is what Tyler says to him. Tyler says to old Johnny Utah.
Yeah.
I'm never not going to refer to him as Johnny Utah, or just Utah, because I think that's too silly.
Okay. The line's been drawn.
Yeah. Yeah, anyway, they catch up. Like Bodhi like throws a ball over to him, and they like meet for the first time, and then they bond over a bit of bloody beach football.
Oh yes.
Throwing the pigskin around, fucking sacking each other. I don't know. I don't know that anything about American football, but it seems pretty violent to be playing it on the beach without protection.
Yeah.
What's more, like they don't have any like shoulder pads or nothing, so.
But they do
rough.
have the protection of shaming each other, because as soon as Johnny Utah tackles Swayze into the ocean, that's when everyone's like, "Whoa, man, not cool."
Exactly. You can't tackle Bodhi. He can summon waves.
Yeah, exactly. He can't go into
the
the waves unprepared. The waves want to get their revenge on him.
Yeah, man. He tackles like 8 other guys to get to him.
Yeah.
But Bodhi's over the line, man. You can't deal with that guy. They recognize him as like a ex football star from his high school, which is part of his story that he was on a football scholarship. So that one checks out as true. Fair enough, I suppose. Still bad about lying about your dead parents, but okay. At least you didn't lie about God's game, football. Anyway, yeah, he's pretty good at the old pigskin throwing and catching game.
Did you know Keanu Reeves was going to be a hockey player, like a pro hockey player, but he also had a leg injury and couldn't do it?
Ice hockey or regular hockey?
Probably
ground
ice
hockey.
Probably, versus ground hockey. Actually, air hockey.
Oh, okay. Those little pucks.
Yeah.
Around the bloody arcade. Great.
You feel bad for air hockey because it's never mentioned as, like, you're never going to just say hockey and you mean air hockey. It's going to be one of the other two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ice hockey's lucky that it can be referred to as hockey depending on where you are.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. I feel like potentially there's one country in the world where if you say hockey, you do mean air hockey. And shout-outs to that country.
That country knows how to party.
Hell yeah.
That country's like someone's private island.
Yes, it's the Air Hockey Championship Island. Where the championship's been held for many years. It's only got room enough for one table.
Yeah.
And like a lone palm tree.
Oh.
And that's it.
Yeah, and you've got to kind of puck around that lone palm tree.
Yeah. It's like awkwardly hanging over the area, the hockey rink.
Yeah. If you guys want us to design your private islands, hit us up at Pink Floyd Pod on Twitter.
Yeah, we're more capable of doing that than anything else that we do, so, you know.
Yeah, that's not a lie.
Woo! Poor Utah and Pappas get their asses yelled out by the old chief, you know? Oh, he tears into them.
Yeah.
And for
over
being
some gentle us
bros.
and them.
Yes, hilariously, also Johnny Utah is holding his surfboard under his arm while being yelled at, which is a great visual. I think, Gary Busey like yells at, like, says like, "Why did you bring it with you?" And he's like, "It doesn't fit in my car."
Yeah.
Great bit, good bit. Anyway, they do a DNA test on some hair to find out where the ex-presidents surf. And this is followed by Gary Busey going around the beach and stealing people's hair, which is mental.
It's not a montage I thought I was going to get with Point Break, but it's one I'm glad I got.
I hope that they've filmed like an hour of these scenes, just like interacting, like both Utah and Pappas like going around just with surfer bros and random people just stealing hair.
Yeah.
It's very creepy and very stupid. Like, the way that they do it is just fantastic as well.
Yeah.
It's so funny. But yeah, it works. They track the ex-presidents to a specific beach. And yeah, that's it. That's Over Us and Them. I do want to note that Over Us and Them, there's a title card for me in the subtitles, or like a subtitle that pops up that says raucous pop music, which I don't think Us and Them is at all.
Yeah, the way they use music in this film is like, I don't know, it's really, because there's a lot of big action scenes with no music. And then there's later a party scene where music is pumping, like as if you're trying to sync the movie. And it's really like strange and jarring. And then in that way, a lot of this Pink Floyd kind of evens that out. Yeah. But yeah, none of it's raucous pop music.
No, it's true. Never mind.
Yeah.
I just thought I'd point that out. It's fine.
Hey, and I forgive you.
Yeah, well. Old Gary has been even more creepy now. Well, not even more. There's not much more creepy than stealing people's hair, but Gary, he's watching the lads surf from his car with some bloody binoculars.
Yeah.
I've written binos in my notes, which is it's making me laugh. He's just real creeping.
Yeah, and he must be real far away as well. He's like on the other side of the highway.
He's parked on the opposite side of the road, watching Keanu, but also just like everyone surfing.
Yeah.
Which is insane. Like trying to find these, like, look for any suspicious surfers, I suppose.
That guy's surfboard has huge bags of money on it. I wonder if he's connected.
I don't know. He could just be a rich surferman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Billionaire surf king.
Trying to keep your money, like, happy by like, hey, money, do you like surfing too?
Yeah. Where else are you going to put it? I don't know.
Yeah.
Only safe out on the waves with me.
Yeah.
So Keanu, like, cuts someone off very rudely. Bad surf etiquette here. Where he, like, just slides in front of a guy. Here's a novice surfer, but don't ever do this. This is bad surf etiquette. Wait for someone to ride the wave in front of you. If you're trying to ride the same wave, give each other space. It's just, like, classic shit. Anyway, also this dude has a massive handlebar mustache. That's a fun fact about this guy. He fucking, like, decks Keanu on, like, for cutting him off.
Yeah.
So instant karma. And then also he comes back with, like, a crew of what I can only describe as Red Hot Chili Peppers rejects here.
I wrote the same thing. I called them the lukewarm chili peppers.
Nice.
They are the grossest dudes.
They super are. Great casting.
Yeah.
And they're here to fuck up Johnny Utah. Which happens over any color you like. It's just getting beaten up.
What if, like, while this was happening, something went wrong with our album and some, like, Red Hot Chili Peppers bass started just like boom, ba-ding, 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 during...
I'd be into it. I'd be surprised. But
Me too.
I'd be very pleased. It's unreal.
Yeah.
They all look like the members of that band. It's great.
Like, if there's, you know how, like, some bands, they have the other members, like, touring with them, but they play, like, under the stage or behind the curtain?
What? Under the stage? What
Have you not
like...
heard that? There's a rumour that U2 have a keyboardist who plays under the stage.
Is he because he's, like, hideously ugly? Or like,
yeah, they got like the Phantom of the Opera to do U2.
I mean, he's probably pretty good on the old keys.
Heck
like,
yeah.
It's got access to, like, church organ, so it makes sense, right? Locked away in his... He's on bells.
Yeah.
Loves it.
You know all those great bell solos and your favourite U2 song?
U2 songs, yeah.
These will be those guys for the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Sweet.
Yeah, just additional bongos or something.
Yeah, man. That rules.
Yeah.
Bongos. They're just forming a drum circle under the stage.
Yeah.
One day we'll be set free.
One day Kiedis and the boys will free us.
We will rise to the surface realm and be able to see the people dance to our bongos.
Instead of just imagining what other people look like. This is wildly off topic, but it was wildly off topic at the time as well. Cool. Yesterday at work, my coworker just turned to me and he was Googling the cover of Californication by the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and he's like, I always liked this album cover.
Fair enough. It is a pretty cool album cover. It is very random to be doing that at work, but hey. Like, it's like the like fire in a swimming pool from memory, right?
Yeah, and then... Yeah, that sounds exactly it.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
I wonder if it set off any, like, IT alarms, because it's technically got the word fornication in it.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
But also imagine the creep who looks that stuff up by searching fornication.
Oh no!
Oh, sorry, everybody. Sorry.
I love that album, and I know it has something to do with the sex. Oh my gosh.
So Bodhi shows up.
Yeah, thank God. He saves us from this bit, and he also saves Johnny Utah from getting beaten to death, much like we were beating a dead horse earlier. They beat up the RHCP people here together.
Yeah.
Save the day.
It's very in character that Bodhi just can do some like excellent karate. Like he seems like the guy who would have just learned some excellent karate.
Of course. He owns at least like 3 sets of nunchucks. Guaranteed. Like previous misdemeanors involve ninja stars. Like
yeah.
For sure. He describes these guys as well. They've all got crazy nicknames. Like War Child is the only one that I caught and wrote down. But that's kind of the vibe of these dudes.
Well, there's people in the credits listed as Psycho Stick, Surf Rat, and Passion for Slashin'.
Nice.
So I assume they're these guys, or
I hope so.
I don't know what's going on.
They're all great band names, especially Passion for Slashin'. Holy moly.
Yeah. Especially if you had like a Guns N' Roses cover band.
Yeah, amazing. Great stuff. Yes, Bodhi says that they only live to get radical and that they don't understand the sea. Which is a crushing indictment by Bodhi / Poseidon.
Yeah. I hope that extends just to science. Like they just don't get how the ocean works.
Nah, no idea.
Yeah.
It's like, man, these waves keep on coming in and crashing on the beach. What's that about?
What's this weird, like, soft version of the land that you can, like, dip into, man? You can't breathe that air.
I don't know, man. It's good for beating people up on, though. That's all I care about.
Yeah.
Nice one, War Child. Anyway, they start bonding with each other over brain damage, is what I've written here, and he invites old mate Johnny Utah to a party that's going down at Bodhi's house, which we'll see a bit later. So Johnny goes back to the car with Gary Busey in it. I am so bad, by the way, at just swapping between actor names and character names. And
me too. I don't think we even mentioned that Bodhi is played by Patrick Swayze, but I've been calling him Swayze.
It's the Sways.
Yeah.
He's here. Kind of great casting, honestly.
So like good.
As like the surfer. It's pretty good. Putting the in surfer. And anyway, they get back in the car and they chase these guys down. They like tail them to a house because these are bad surfer dudes, you know? It's certainly it's profiling, but I mean, sure. Like, they beat up a guy on the beach and they have bad vibes like War Child.
Yeah.
Bodhi said that they're
drive
nasty.
around their like Jeep, like almost crashing into other cars.
Oh my god, yeah. They're fucking like Mad Max rejects here.
Yeah.
I expected them to just start jumping on other cars. They get pretty close to it. Yeah, it's pretty funny. Anyway, they like stake out their like pad that they live in, and while Keanu goes to the surfer party, goes to Bodhi's party. I think these guys are also having a party. It is summer after all.
Yeah.
Potentially the weekend.
I feel like
these
lukewarm Chili Peppers, every night's a party night for them.
Yeah. It's just average.
Yeah.
It's just how they operate.
That's why they never graduated to real Red Hot Chili Peppers, is because they were partying too hard.
Partied out.
Yeah. They missed one photo shoot and now they can't actually appear on stage with the rest of the boys. It's
true. Classically, the Red Hot Chili Peppers, like, they'll go to a party, but they'll just, like, hang out, have a couple beers. Pretty chill dudes. That's a famous fact about them.
I don't know how much you know about the Red Hot Chili Peppers, but that's completely untrue.
Of course it is.
Each one of them has missed actual concerts because they were getting high.
There you go. It's the band ethos. It's led them astray.
Yeah.
These boys that were young and impressionable, bongo players, they didn't know. Caught them at an early age. Get under the stage. There you go. You can party with us every night.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. That's the slippery slope.
The early age under the stage trick.
Yeah.
A lot of good bongo players have fallen for that.
Yeah, that's true. That's why there's so few now.
Yeah.
But yes, this fucking party's crazy. Bodhi's party is crazy enough. There are people like twirling fire inside the house.
Yeah.
Like fucking devil sticks. Crazy. That's the sign of a good party. They're having a big chat about riding big waves. Catching the biggest wave, which is like Bodhi's life ambition. He talks about a 50-year storm that is coming to beach. I can't remember the name of the beach. Vales Beach, I want to say, in Australia.
Yeah.
And I was like, Australia, okay. And it's apparently meant to come through next year. And yeah, this is all closing out as Eclipse plays and the album closes out. So sweet.
It's very hippie chat to one of the hippiest tracks, I reckon.
Yes. It reminds me a lot of the beach campfire scene in Magic Mike 2.
It seems like that's the exact same campfire. Like, they must have tried to recreate that, like, scenery for Magic Mike 2.
They've rekindled the ashes and just started it up back again.
Yeah.
What good boys. Some
say that fire from Point Break never went out.
No. Still blazing to this day. Blaze on till your day's gone. Anyway, weed slogans aside, it's they're having more weed chats. Tyler leaves and says there's too much testosterone in the room, and I agree. They're outside as well, which is kind of wild. And yeah, she leaves at the end of playthrough 1, and that's where we're at. She also said, coming over silence, she says that Bodhi will take you to the edge and past it.
Yeah.
Which is like, ooh, all right.
But yeah, for album play 2, Johnny has kind of become the surfers that we're seeing at the beginning, which I think was quite nice.
He's entered their realm.
Yeah. I've also forgotten the biggest piece of surf and Pink Floyd trivia.
Oh.
So you're like with me, like, oh man, Breathe sounds so good to some surfing.
Yeah, man.
Initially, the album cover they wanted for this, before they got talked into the iconic Prism, was the Silver Surfer from like the Fantastic Four.
Just him chilling out on the... Yeah. Wow.
I assume surfing, not just like eating a bagel.
Just him like standing there looking confused.
Just waving at the camera.
Surfer. Yeah, oh hi. You guys know Pink Floyd? Yeah.
Why not buy my Pink Floyd album?
Is that like a reference to The Dark Side of the Moon? I don't really know Silver Surfer's backstory. He could be like moon related.
Me neither. I remember his cartoon vaguely. And I remember thinking it was real dumb. And then they obviously gave him a movie in 2006. And I was like, now we're talking.
Yeah. The like sequel to the Fantastic Four, right?
Yeah.
Man. I can't believe that movie got a sequel. Insanity.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, he says that they're going for a bit of a stealth mish. Bodhi returns, and they're going to go do some night surfing.
Yes.
In front of the bonfire still ablazing. And, yeah, there's some big-ass waves in the middle of the night out here that they're surfing on. And Keanu's, he's scared. Poor Johnny Utah.
Fair enough. These could be vampire waves if they come out at night.
Yeah, that's for the, like, third act of that Pixar movie.
Yes.
Yeah, Bodhi gives him some advice. He says, feel what the wave is doing and accept its energy, which is some hippie bullshit if I've ever heard it, but I love it.
Yeah.
Kato / Johnny Utah yells out as he's riding a wave, I'm going to die now, I'm going to fucking die now.
Which again is very strange to just read as the subtitle.
Yes, it is. Very weird. He also yells out, I'm surfing! Which is funny as hell as well. Yeah. It's like, no shit. He's really into it though. He comes back like all adrenaline filled and he's like, yeah man, it's the best feeling on earth. I'm having a great time. And yeah, and we also get the line balanced on the biggest wave immediately after this. I'm like, yeah.
My gosh, of course.
Got there.
Yeah.
Probably played in the intro as well, but I didn't catch it then. Caught it here.
Yeah, which is, that's why we do what we do.
Yeah, biggest wave. This wave is certainly bigger than the intro wave either way, so...
Yes, true.
Hell yeah. Race Towards an Early Grave, though, Gareth, you know? Ooh,
Yeah.
not so
I'm worried
good.
about these lads.
That could well be the, like, slogan of this movie. Balanced on the biggest wave, Race Towards an Early Grave.
Heck yeah.
Like, that's pretty much the story.
Whoa. What?
Yeah.
That's got to give it an extra point, at least, for a
Sweet.
final ranking, right?
Hope so. We'll
Yeah.
see.
We'll see. I like hope so. Like, we don't know what our future selves will believe.
No, I don't know. I pretty much don't decide until the end
No, me neither,
what I'm ranking this movie. How I feel at the time.
Yeah, I've got to hear your evidence. It's science, baby.
Exactly. Can't decide ahead of time.
No.
Madness. Anyway, Tyler, like, questions his old Johnny Utah's motivations here, and but is happy that he's beginning to understand the surf culture and life. She's like, I don't understand. Like, sometimes you look like you don't. You're lying to me. You told a big lie when you first met me. That's what she basically says, you know. But I'm very happy for you. And they have a wee smooch.
Yeah.
Have a wee smooch out on the water, and then implied sex on the beach as well.
Yeah, because they wake up just
Fully
lying on
nude.
the beach. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some kid sitting there building a sandcastle next to them, like, ooh.
Oh, this is not fit in keeping with my sandcastle aesthetic that I'm trying to go with.
Yeah. Show some respect to the sandcastle.
Yeah, it's gothic as fuck out here, and I can't have people as fuck out on the beach here. I'm not into it. I'm but a child. A very eloquent child. Anyway, On the Run starts playing, and he says, oh man, I'm running late. Oh shit. But he does nothing about it. He just says this over and over again and keeps giving Tyler some smooches, which is funny, but frustrating while On the Run is playing. I feel like I was more tense about him being late because of the song. So, you know, I think it changed that scene for me.
And I also wish the clocks had come in at that point.
Oh, that would have been great.
Yeah.
But no, On the Run. He's late, in fact, to his own police raid, not to being a lawyer, which is his cover story. The clocks do go off as this raid begins. They're raiding the house of the guys that were staking out, the Red Hot Chili Peppers guys.
Yeah.
And he fucking, as he approaches the house, Gary Busey is like walking around pretending he has a dog missing, which is hilarious. He approaches the house and looks through the window with like a tiny dentist's mirror.
Yes,
is how I would describe it. Hilarious that he has this. Like, especially after like going surfing the night before and presumably not going home before this raid. Like, this is just a tool he carries with him all the time because he's a massive creeper, I guess.
Maybe he's... yeah, actually, that's probably it. Maybe he's also, like, lying to a cool dentist that he met, that he's also a dentist.
God damn it.
So he's gone and bought the mirror.
He's doing less well about that. But you can't learn to be a dentist as fast as you can learn to be a surfer. Not a lot of thrill ride action adventure in being a dentist as well, I presume.
No, well, I mean, who's to say?
Yeah. Maybe that's why so many people are dentists.
The real, it's better than
real
surfing.
truth. It's because it's fucking such a rush, dude. Get in that mouth, clearing out the plaque. Woo!
Oh.
You'll never feel so alive.
You just feel what the plaque is doing and accept its energy, man.
Gross. Oh my gosh. Anyway, the guys in the house realize that something's going on pretty quick. And they pull out fucking machine guns. So these dudes are obviously pretty bad. They are fucking stacked with like illegally owned guns, it would seem. But yeah, also, they're trying to communicate over the radio, but they can't hear each other because the neighbor is mowing the lawns.
Yeah, which is something I relate to quite a lot as someone w's had to
as
bail on a few recordings of this podcast.
Yeah, as a podcast host, I feel these guys' pain.
Yeah.
Jesus. It's just the amount of like background noise that we have to deal with on a day-to-day. You never think about it until you're doing a police raid or recording a podcast.
The two most important things.
Yeah, up there. Yeah, they're the balance it at the top of the pyramid, those two. Anyway, a gunfight ensues over Time Solo, which I'm here for.
Yes, I really liked it.
Johnny Utah gets beaten up by a bikini girl, I've written down, which is hilarious. She just, like, fucking destroys him as well. He's like a trained FBI agent. And she's, like, almost naked and dicks him.
Well, then someone, actually, the lady who's in the shower comes and beats one of them up as well.
Oh, yeah, like, fully nude as well. Yeah. Man, these boss-ass ladies here. Chilling with these RHCP guys.
This is also, like, so... In New Zealand censorship, apparently, like, you can show nudity if it's non-sexual. And this is, like, the first time I think I've seen non-sexual nudity where a woman's just beating a man up.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess to some people that is, and no shame.
That's true, actually. Like, we just followed a sex scene that wasn't shown, and, like, she's just, like, having a shower.
Yeah.
Like, you do that naked, usually. So, there you go.
It's so strange and so funny. And this whole fight scene is so scrappy and, like, almost, again, like the Surfers, it's gross.
Oh, yeah, dude. Like, it's messy as fuck, this whole thing.
I love it. I love it. Yeah. Like I've said many times, I love watching a house get wrecked in a fight, and only in a movie. But it would be horrifying in real life. Actually. Maybe that's why I like it. It's like, glad it's not me.
But yeah, they get some of the guys. I've written, but the raid itself is a fucking massive mess. There's a lot of collateral damage. Some people fucking die. Like, just get owned by, like, shotguns and stuff. It's crazy. Keanu ends up wrestling a dude with a knife out on the neighbor's lawn. And he pings the knife out of his hand with the lawnmower that they're, like, right next to. And he gets his head held up in front of the lawnmower. Horrific.
Yeah.
I was spooked.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Gary Busey saves him with a clean shot to this dude. Amazing.
Yeah, and then, like, so I imagine if you didn't absorb this movie through pop culture, you'd be like, oh man, they got the ex-presidents.
Yep.
But then as he's cleaning himself up, one of the guys they missed comes in, and he's an undercover DEA agent.
Yeah, he's been, like, fucking entrenched with them for a long time. It's hilarious that, like, it's another undercover operation that they accidentally fuck up. It's classic. The double sting is taking place. It's amazing. But yeah, he's fucking pissed.
Oh yeah. Well, he's had to get a tattoo and get a bad haircut to fit in.
Yeah. Which is, I don't know, dude. Like, people have died.
Yeah, that's such a good point. And, like, the line is now clear for him to become the Red Hot Chili Peppers' only bongo player. So, like,
it's true. There you go.
Silver linings.
He's been practicing the bongos, which is such a rush, as much as surfing is. So.
Yeah, surfing, dentistry, and bongos.
Yeah, they're the three like, joys in life.
Please set up your own separate graph of the three joys, surfing, dentistry, bongos, and the two most important things, undercover police work and hosting a podcast.
Yeah. Perfect. That's a complicated diagram. I'm ready to see
I don't know where anything sits in it, but we all know.
We'll trust you. Gary also delivers the line, "Speak into the microphone, squid brain," which is like very 90s slam on this dude. It's great stuff. It turns out that it can't be these guys because obviously the DEA agent has an alibi for them on the date of the most recent robbery, so it definitely wasn't them, and that sucks.
Yeah,
they've really botched this whole thing. Also, you would probably hear about this if you were the Surfers, right?
That's a really good point. Yeah. Well, they maybe just, like, know that those are bad dudes, and they probably assume bad dudes in a different way. Because the actual ex-presidents, like, I don't think see what they're doing as very bad.
No.
They think they're, like, inspiring people.
It's true. It's just another, like, rush for them.
Yeah. I think they're very much, like, they have such a, like, belief in that what they're doing is right. They're so delusional that they'll probably hear about this and be like, oh, that's not us, though. We're fine.
Yeah. Potentially.
Yeah.
Okay. What do we got now? Keanu he's round with Tyler when Bodhi rocks around to his house, and is like, alright, I'm gonna take you surfing on them good big waves. Off we go. There's a bit of excited whooping over great gig.
Yeah.
When they're out there surfing, and one of the guys moons Moon's old Johnny Utah.
Yeah.
As he's surfing. And Johnny's like, wait, I've seen that moon before. That's no moon. Bring it back to Star Wars.
In fact, actually, the tan line on the butt is what reveals that, like, these could be surfers. And that's literally the dark side of the moon.
Oh my god. We've done it.
We've done it.
It's
well,
solved.
thanks for listening.
Another case closed. That's enough evidence for us. This, like, dude's ass. Like, bake him away, toys. Like, let's get him.
Johnny Utah must never forget a butt.
Clearly. He's got perfect butt memory.
Yeah.
He's got a catalogue of ass in his mind.
It's a blessing and a curse.
Yeah, it sure is. I never forget an ass. He puts it together, basically, that these guys are the best leads. He does this, like, weird Keanu Reeves, like, stare off into the distance move, which Tyler's like, whoa, okay, what are you doing? He's like, I've just remembered, I've got to do an emergency law thing at my law place.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, well, okay, see ya.
Sounds legit.
Yeah, and then they go and stake out a bank because he thinks that this is definitely what they're going to need to do if they want to get some money for the end of the summer. And we get money playing over the bank robbery, Gareth.
Oh, yeah.
Yes! I'm stoked.
We also get the stakeout begins with the greatest thing of Angelo Papa's Gary Busey.
Yes.
Where he's just reading a Calvin and Hobbes comic book and losing his mind at how funny it is.
Reading it out loud, practically.
Yeah.
What a fucking psycho. Just, like, loudly reading a comic book. It's so funny. What a character choice.
Yeah.
He's also, like, demanding a really specific sandwich from Johnny Utah, which is amazing as well.
Yeah. I love that he says two, and then later was like, but 2 sandwiches.
Make sure you remember 2 sandwiches for me. 2 of these gross, massive sandwiches, if you please. I cannot leave the car because Calvin and Hobbes, boy, are these guys funny.
Boy, are these guys funny. I don't remember any of the details, but I remember, again, mentioned friend of the show, Robin Thomas, sending me an audio clip of her friend reading a Garfield comic out loud.
Oh my god.
And just going like, oh no, I've just glanced at the last panel and very
dramatic
funny.
Reading.
Yeah. I wish I remembered anything about this. Like, I think it was just a cold, like, listen to this. Like, no details. Otherwise, I'll totally shout that person out because it was the funniest
dramatic
thing.
Garf reading. It's fantastic. Man, another, like, potential spin-off podcast idea.
Yes.
Love it. That's like a short form one. You just, like, every week we read a Garfield comic aloud.
But we still pad the episode out to like 45 minutes.
No, it'd surely be like 10 minutes. It's like a little breath of fresh air. I don't know how fresh the air is actually, but it's definitely a breath of air.
I'm Googling Garfield Pink Floyd. If there's a Pink Floyd related Garfield comic, I'll read it out loud.
There cannot be. There's no way that exists. The Floyd would never sign up with Jim Davies.
NeptunePinkFloyd.co.uk, general discussion, Garfield.
Okay,
it's loading. This is as exciting as reading a Garfield.
Waiting for a webpage to load?
Oh, no.
There's none?
Oh, I'm sorry. This is just from 2004. These people did not like the Garfield movie.
Oh. Well, never know.
Oh, man. Sorry, team.
Well,
but it's an insult to the real Garfield character we all saw on TV.
Dang. Of course, his original birthplace, television. Wow, dude. Yes. Anyway, Utah goes to buy these sandwiches. And in the background, the guys go in and rob the place. I love this. It's really well framed. Him just like purchasing some sandwiches, also over money, into it. And yeah, like it's well framed in the background. Them just like running into the bank robbers, running into the bank and doing their stuff. Doesn't even notice. He does notice the car that is pulled up, which is good.
Yeah, and he's just like, hey, have you checked out that car?
Yeah. And Gary's like, dude, I don't know, man. I'm in this Calvin Hobbes mood.
Yeah.
Is the tiger real? Is he not real? Who knows? Yeah, but they catch them, they see them on the way out, and they're like, oh shit. And yeah, there's like a big old car chase of a money solo, which is great.
Yeah, this is actually so, like, it's got like things like money, getaway, and there's a getaway car, grab that cash, which is very thematic.
Perfect.
Yeah. And it rolls to this. My only problem, because this chase scene's awesome. They just run into different people's houses, like through their back doors.
You're talking about the
smashing
foot
things.
race bit that happens.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, sorry, we're not even up to that. There's like...
No, man.
First,
There's
like
like
a car chase.
There's a full car chase, but then they need to like swap cars out because they like get their tires blown because they drive over a checkpoint. Reagan Mask is insane and jumps out of the car as they're like swapping cars and lights. They're at a gas station and he lights a gas nozzle on fire at the gas station. Insane move.
Oh yeah.
Like I feel like this is a fast track to immediately explode. But yeah. Anyway, he's like using it as like a blowtorch. Like a fucking psycho killer clown move. It's amazing. And yeah, like before he can get back in this car and drive away, fucking Johnny Utah is chasing after him on foot.
Yeah.
They get in like a foot race, which is great. And in the background, the gas station fucking explodes like I knew it would.
Very seen as a background thing as well. Like they're quite far away from it.
Oh
It's
yeah,
very
they've made it
restrained.
like at least 100 meters away before it explodes. I would have thought this would be way faster. It's a big no-no having a lit match at a gas station, by the way.
Oh, for sure.
Fucking hell. Stressed me out. But yeah, then running through backyards and neighborhoods, as you said, going through like people's houses.
Reagan throws a dog at him.
Yeah. There's a lady that beats Johnny Utah with a vacuum cleaner, and then immediately after that, gets a dog thrown at him, which is great. Like, I don't think that the dog would know what to do in that situation. It would probably anger the dog. Interesting.
Yeah, I feel like
technique.
unless you trained this dog and knew this dog would be angry, you're kind of
It's true.
at a loose end, eh?
It didn't seem like a large dog as well. I
Yeah.
think it may have been like potentially a pit bull. I don't know, like that kind of size, but don't know.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's also the lady who beats him with the vacuum cleaner yells like, "What are you doing?" And Pink Floyd's little vocal sample answers with, "Why does anyone do anything?" which I liked.
Ooh, that's good.
yeah.
Having it back and forth with the bit part characters like that.
The bit part characters of the Pink Floyd album and the bit part characters of the movie. Yeah.
Yeah. They slide down into what I can assume is like the river. Like it's like a dredged river kind of situation. I think this is like a fairly famous location in LA. But yeah, like Johnny Utah hurts his leg as he falls to the ground. It's quite a big drop. So
for sure.
It's amazing that that Reagan didn't get hurt. But he is, of course, a dead president, so he has the immortality on his side.
Of course.
Yeah, but yeah, Utah. This is the famous scene. Utah has a clean shot on Reagan as he's climbing up a fence. But of course, he knows in his mind's eye that this is Bodie, his friend, who he's bonded surfing with, and so he can't shoot him, Gareth. And he fires his gun up in the air and goes, "Ah."
Yes.
This does not match with any R in the soundtrack.
Yeah, like thematically, the fact that it's now playing Us and Them is quite good, but
It's true.
yeah, I wish it had like Money had kept going until he fell, and then like immediately it switched to the slower.
It is a dramatic moment on the album, so I'll allow for it. But I would love it if it happened over a great gig. Like I think that would have been ideal.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, it's rough stuff. Anyway, he gets away.
I discovered how much I'd seen Hot Fuzz at this point when this movie kept going instead of cutting back to Simon Pegg and Nick Frost, like watching it. Like it threw me out of rhythm.
You just expect to cut back to those boys on the couch.
Yeah.
Then you see the tail end of Hot Fuzz, and then the movie continues.
Yeah, exactly. You've got to watch all of 45 minutes of Hot Fuzz. Then when they start watching Point Break, you watch all of Point Break up to that scene, and then you cut back to that scene where they're watching and fire their gun in the air, and then you finish Point Break, squeeze in some Bad Boys 2, and then finish Hot Fuzz.
continue watching Hot Fuzz.
Yeah.
Man, that's a lot. That's a big day.
That's, to quote Hot Fuzz again, a perfect Sunday.
Yeah, there you go. Let us know if you've ever done that, listeners.
Please do.
Because we won't.
This is where we draw the line.
Yeah. Madness. 3 movies in a day? No. I'll listen to the same movie twice in a day and then listen to an album after that. But 3 movies in a day is where I draw the line. Oh my god. It's good to know that there is a line for me. Whew.
Yeah, I'm relieved for you. Considering, again, you've offered to listen to exclusively Pink Floyd every minute of a day and tell us about it.
Yeah. That'll happen soon.
Yeah.
It's like James's obituary. Like, listened to Pink Floyd a whole day and then died.
Yeah, he just turned into light and floated away.
There was a prism in the room and he drifted away as a rainbow. Classic. That's how I want to go down. Yeah, anyway, we've got a lot of movie left. I was kind of surprised. I thought this was like the climactic scene in the whole movie, which I guess it's at the climax, right? It's the middle of the movie, but still. Yes, old mate Gary Busey's fucking pissed that he refused to shoot the guy, and he knows that because of Johnny Utah's fantastic accuracy rates at the start of the movie when he was shooting the cardboard cutout woman. You know?
Oh, of course, yeah.
Classic. So he's like, I fucking know that you could have shot that guy. He's like, I missed. He's like, no, you didn't. You lying lie, man. I'm a lawyer. You're not a lawyer. You lied about that. Yes, he sends him off home, and Tyler takes care of him, and she's like, you've got that look again, that you're about to tell me something, and then you don't tell me it. I think she thinks, in this situation, it's I love you.
Yes, yeah.
But Keanu's like, my secret, that I am a bastard man. You've caught me again, Tyler. You and your knowing ways. Old mate Bodhi is obviously now onto the situation. They've seen Johnny Utah in the flesh.
Yes, yeah.
And so he's like, they fucking got us, man. Like, he lied to us. He's an FBI agent. But Bodhi's like, nah, it's chill, guys. Don't worry. Which is an insane reaction, but I love it.
Absolutely.
He says that this whole thing was never about the money, and it's about us against this system.
This is the most this sounds like it's later Pink Floyd lyrics, because he's like, the system that kills the human spirit, man.
Yep.
We stand for something. And then he starts talking about people like inching the freeways in their metal coffins.
Oh my god, yeah. He's been in tune with the album this whole time, and just
sure.
Well, the whole back catalogue of Pink Floyd he's like deep into it. Oh.
Is he the biggest potential Pink Floyd fan we've seen in a movie?
Yes, I would say so.
Yeah.
100%.
Even more so than the worm from Labyrinth. And we all know that guy loves Pink Floyd.
Yes. This dude definitely has at least a poster. Like, you know?
He's got that terrible one where they're like, the album covers are painted on the backs of like women by the pool.
That's exactly right. He has that exact one, for sure. I'm pretty sure that an English teacher of mine had that up in our classroom, which is insane.
That's ringing a bell. I remember seeing that in high school, literally in high school.
Pretty inappropriate, but
yeah,
whatever. If you love the Floyd enough. It was all like call forwards to my future life.
Yeah, that's the sad thing.
Who knew?
You probably looked at him like, you probably got that twinge when you looked at it and it's like, yeah, I'm going to hang out by pools. And then no, you're just going to think about Pink Floyd a lot.
I'm going to be one of these cool people hanging out by a pool with something painted on my back. Yeah, that's my future. That's what I told the careers lady, and she was like, I don't know, man. Data analyst, maybe? Yeah.
In a way, we're painting Pink Floyd onto the backs of these movies.
Yeah. All right. I like that. That works for me.
Yeah.
We're just artistes.
This is wildly off topic, but I'm stuck to my chair. Like, I think...
What?
I don't know what's happened.
Oh, no. Are you fusing... You're fusing with your chair?
Yeah, well, just speaking of backs, my back, like... There's, like, glue or something? I don't know. Anyway.
Fuck? Are you okay?
Yeah, I think so.
Do you need to, like, change chair briefly?
No.
Are you sure? I don't want you to become one with the machine, Gareth.
Next recording, I'm just like, you hear the click-clack of my little wooden legs moving around because I'm a chair now.
Oh, Gareth, you became a chairperson. James turned into light. That podcast got really weird after that.
Yeah.
It's when it gets good, finally.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Bodhi has a plan, anyway. He says he's got a plan to deal with old mate, FBI agent betrayer. Tyler finds out instantly, just off screen, that Johnny Utah has lied to her, and she fucking points a gun at him and shoots the pillow next to him. That'll be loud as fuck, probably deafen you, at least for a moment.
Yeah, for sure. Or like get the neighbors' attention.
Fucking A, popping off. Call the cops.
Yeah.
But yeah, finds out that he lied about his parents being dead. What a bastard! I've written in my notes. I said he gets what he deserves, TBH.
Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah, he fucking sucks. And he's like, Tyler, I did lie. I'm a fucking liar, man. But also, I love you, and that's it.
Yeah.
It sucks. And yeah, it's a grand betrayal. She runs away, very upset.
Yeah, he calls her a bunch, but then the bros come.
Yeah, he can't chase after her as well because he's got that bad leg.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, Bodhi rocks up, rolls him out of bed, and he's like, "Hey, bro, friendo, it's all good with us. Let's go skydiving." He can't get his gun in time because Bodhi's like collecting his socks and taking him away.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious. It's interesting that they both know about each other in this scene. I presume that, like, he doesn't know that Bodhi knows is the issue.
He must know that Bodhi knows, but Bodhi doesn't know that he knows.
Yeah,
Like, I guess he could assume... Yeah, I think so, because Bodhi would have definitely seen Utah's face as he was chasing him.
Yes,
I assume.
But I feel like the following scene doesn't work if Utah knows that Bodhi knows. This is very complicated, but anyway.
Yeah, it confused me a lot. Like, maybe Utah does know that Bodhi knows, but, you know, he's probably like, what else is he supposed to do?
Yeah, I suppose.
He can't,
he's sort of got to
go
go along
I'm
with
an
it.
FBI agent because he's still got no proof.
Yeah,
no proof.
That's a good point. Anyway, they roll him out of bed, and he goes skydiving over any color you like.
Yeah.
They
Beautiful skydiving shots.
Oh my god, yeah. They all swap parachutes around in a very, like, hot potato style thing. They're all talking about, like, my chute was packed. I can't pack chutes for shit. Or this guy sucks. You should take this chute. It's like, it's really silly.
Yeah.
It's like a game of Russian roulette playing out where everyone's swapping chutes and presumably one of them doesn't work and Johnny's like, fuck, I'll probably die, but I don't know.
Yeah, because he totally, like, ends up with the one he initially had.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, they go in skydiving, and it's beautiful. Really lovely
so
shots.
nice.
The amount of times that they would have to skydive to get all these picturesque shots is insane. It's
apparently
incredible.
Swayze he got so into it that he went and skydived in his own free time when he wasn't shooting.
Wow, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it completely changed his, like, hobbies around.
Wow. It does look fun, I must admit.
Oh, yeah.
Like, as an adrenaline sport, like, I don't think I would want to do it myself because I'm a big wuss, but it looks really cool.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think I'd probably be having fun if I was pushed. But I would never jump out of a plane. Can't do it.
I think I famously said, and by famously I mean I'm not famous. Yeah. But I would go skydiving if I didn't know we were going skydiving until we were in the car.
In the car?
Yeah, like if I had the night before to think about how I was going skydiving, I wouldn't.
You'd talk yourself out of it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel that.
Yeah, which is, I mean, that's what old Johnny Utah goes through.
Yeah, you go.
No one told him.
You're going to have that inevitability to push you through to it. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's described as sex with the gods, this skydiving. It's bloody good. A good
and
time.
And since Bodhi is Poseidon, he'd know.
He'd know. It's, any sex with Bodhi is sex with the gods, apparently. So, there you go. Yeah, brain damage starts up at mid skydive as we're getting approaching the ground, and I'm certain that someone's going to end up with brain damage.
Yeah.
But amazingly, no. They all pull their chutes. They all join hands before this and then pull away, and then everyone's fine. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's sort of like a red herring kind of thing. You think someone's going to plummet to their death, you know?
Oh, absolutely. And it's such a tense scene because of it. I think it's really well done.
Yeah. It kind of gives you the adrenaline second hand in that way. Instead of just watching the picturesque skydiving scene, you feel like you're certainly going to die, which is sort of the feeling that you would get if you were skydiving. It's bloody clever.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
It's it's weird because it's it's half cool skydiving scene and half someone's undercover but someone knows. There's balancing what people know, and those two shouldn't combine well, but they just bloody do.
They super do. I think this is over all the surfing stuff in this movie. I think this is what the movie should be known for. This skydiving stuff. The transition to skydiving, I think, is possibly the best thing that happened in this movie.
Yeah. So
there you go.
This movie, I don't know if I've already said this. This movie is so much better than it should have been.
I agree.
I've got to give it up. Catherine Bigelow was the director and went on to win an Oscar.
Wow.
Yeah, she just decided, you know what, I'm going to make this a masterpiece. Why not?
Sweet.
Yeah.
Props to you, Kath.
Yeah.
Catherine.
Kathy B.
Yeah. Kathy B. Yes. Anyway, playthrough 2 wraps up as they're all on the ground and everything's fine. And he's like, oh, sweet. Even Johnny Utah enjoyed himself. Bodhi shows... He's like, come with me. I've got something to show you here in the back of this white van. Never do this.
No.
Never go into the back of a white van for any reason. Turns out, they've captured Tyler, have her gagged, and we're getting the heartbeats over the shaky cam as we transition between albums. Very tense.
Yes.
Fast boys watching. Bodhi's basically got Johnny over a barrel on this one. He has to go along with him and do whatever he says. Otherwise, Tyler will die because... He says that only if they meet in a specific location will she not die. Bodhi has to be there and meet in 6 hours, otherwise she'll die.
Yeah. And this is what I mean about Bodhi being so delusional and thinking he's doing the right thing. Is he's clearly
this is
unforgivable.
Later on, when they're in the plane, he's like, this is why I need this guy, because he'll do the thing that I can't do. I can't get blood on my hands. It's like, dude, you have blood on your hands.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he's out of his mind, for sure.
Yeah.
He's all about he's chasing that wave. He wants the adrenaline, and it's fueling his whole ethos, his whole life, you know?
Yeah. If anything, I'm not a huge prequel guy, but a prequel about Bodhi, how he got to this level, would be really interesting.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Actually. He's just he has his own master person who's training him, and he just goes that step further.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it ends with this shootout or something that he's blotted out of his mind completely.
Yes. You could write such an interesting novel about Bodhi, about delusion and surfing.
Delusion and surfing.
Yeah, the Bodhi story.
Nice. That sounds great. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, they're going to make Johnny Utah do a bank robbery as an adrenaline rush. He's going to be one of the ex-presidents. And he has to go through with it. He can't say no, basically.
Yeah.
He doesn't even get a mask, so he's going to be on record as robbing a bank, which is fucked.
I was a little annoyed at this. I was like, oh man, I wanted to see more ex-president masks.
Yeah, they just dig out another one from the depths.
Can you do a good JFK impression?
I'm pretty sure JFK's on the team, isn't he?
Reagan, Johnson, Nixon, Carter. No, not. Not JFK.
So no JFK. There's room.
Yeah, exactly. That's the impression everyone can do.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Hello, I'm JFK. There you go.
I can only do the Clone High one, which doesn't count.
The Clone High one's just Mayor Quimby from The Simpsons anyway, who's just a JFK impression.
There you go. Perfect.
Yeah.
It's messed up. They're racing towards an early grave again.
Yes.
Gareth, is there...
No bigger wave this time, but I guess the biggest wave of the thrill you get from robbing banks.
Exactly. The waves have been mounting every time we've got to this line, I would say.
Whoa.
You know?
Yeah.
This is the metaphorical wave of robbing a bank. Here we go. They get to dive on in. We get on the run for the robbery itself. Very stressful. Into that.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, they decide to go to the vault and rob that too, which they've never done before. And Johnny's like, "What the fuck? You're breaking your own rules. What are you doing, Bodhi?"
Yeah.
And Bodhi, I think it's just Bodhi spiraling, right? He's like doing things he normally wouldn't do because the stakes are just ramping up higher and higher, and so he's going a bit nuts.
Yeah, I think so. I think he might know he's out of his depth, and he's just like trying to get as much money from this one as possible, because I guess it'd be the last one.
He's scrambling, for sure. There's a cop in the bank, undercover, and he's got a little pistol on his shin, and he's trying to like get back up from a security guard on the ground. And yeah, they like fucking just start blasting. Many of the guys get shot. Like one guy goes down, I think, completely, or potentially two of them do at this point. Yeah, no, two of them die in this scene, which is insane.
Yeah.
Bodhi's little brother. I think they're all his little brother, to be honest. But you know.
Yeah, in like a spiritual way.
Yeah. And another one gets wounded. Keanu takes like 2 to the chest, but he's wearing like a little bulletproof vest thing. At least they gave him that. You know?
Yeah.
Fuck. They get out of there. It's all gone awry. Take the money with them. Take one of the guys who's still alive but has been shot with them. No, there's one guy that's fine, that's still alive, because he shows up later. He knocks Johnny Utah out with his gun. Cold cocks him. And then, cut to the FBI and police catching up at this bank. The fucking chief is furious. This is John C. McGinley at his most irate.
Yeah.
Gary Busey also pissed, like, at the chief. There's big macho energy, and then he fucking knocks the chief out. Cold cocks him. It's nuts.
Oh, yeah. This is like the famous thing about Harry being a no-holds-barred adrenaline thrill ride, but you get a lot of paperwork. This is definitely the most paperwork moment.
It's a lot of paperwork. You just fucking punched out the chief of police / FBI director. Like, what are you doing? Anyway, they like get away. Gary Busey's like, I'm gonna open your handcuffs instead of booking you. Let's get these guys. Let's go off book. This can only end well. Anyway, so they chase them down to the airport by going off book, but they can't arrest or shoot any of the guys, or Tyler will die, because again, this is still an issue. Gary's like, fuck, I didn't realize that when I set you free. But anyway, Bodhi's not going to back down, and poor Gary Busey, he gets absolutely riddled with bullets. It's very sad. He gets a shotgun to the back, but he takes out 2 more of Bodhi's guys.
Yeah.
With his amazing accuracy himself. He gets like a hero's death, Gary Busey.
Sure.
Good on him. They've got to go or they'll get arrested. And they like fly off of a great gig.
This is some real like Grand Theft Auto San Andreas kind of stuff.
Totally.
Like, the cops are after, so you go to the place where you can get the plane.
Steal the plane, fly away. There's like this pilot dude who's on the take, and he's like, "Dude, I don't want to fucking fly, you guys. The heat is too hot." And he's like, "You get back in there and fly us to where we need to go, pilot man."
So he tries like one last time to like Swayze, like to let Tyler go, and he doesn't, and he leaps out, leaving Johnny to like die in a plane.
Yeah, it's rough. They also he takes his his friend who's dying with him, who's like dying of blood loss as well. It's very, very sad, very bleak. And Bodhi's like, "Nah, man, you're just cold. Here's your jacket." It's like, fuck, dude. He's very delusional at this point.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
And then in an insane move, fucking Johnny Utah makes the call, jumps out of the plane, no shoot.
Yeah.
gun in hand. He's like, I'm gonna fucking dive down and kill this guy if it means my death. Insanity.
For sure.
Like, crazy how they did this. I'm pretty sure he must have like a parachute on underneath like a tearaway shirt when he's doing this or something like that. But there is a shot of him like falling with just his shirt billowing out behind him, and it looks great.
Oh, for sure. He must like know he's heavier than Bodhi or something to be able to catch up with him.
I'm pretty sure you can like change the speed that you're falling by like adjusting your body so that you don't like have as much drag, right? Like he's diving down.
That sounds
like,
right.
Head first, so that he has like more velocity, I guess is the idea. But yeah, he like fucking goes down. Bodhi still, he like grabs onto Bodhi, still won't give up. Gun to his head.
Yeah.
He's like, you can't get me, man. You got to hold on to me with one hand. You got to pull the trigger with the other hand, and you can't pull the chute with the gun in your hand. What are you gonna do? It's this very complicated argument that's happening as like wind is rushing past these guys. They definitely wouldn't be able to hear each other. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. For sure. Yes,
they only eventually Johnny Utah like relents and pulls the chute way too close to the ground. They both hit the ground really hard with their legs. Bad for Johnny Utah as he's already got a bad leg, but I'm pretty sure this would break your legs at the speed they were going.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Bloody Bodhi just, used his wave control to control the water in his body or something.
Shrugged it off, yeah.
Yeah.
It's used his god magics.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's like, he can't chase after him because his leg's given out on the ground and he's like lying there very sad.
Mm.
And yeah, Tyler gets freed on Bodhi's orders and like runs over and embraces Johnny. Like in a panicked moment. My headcanon is that she still thinks he's a fucking asshole.
Yeah, it doesn't seem implied that they actually got back together.
No, God. She like is embroiled in this like horrific FBI case because of this whole thing. She get like captured and a hit put on her life as like an accessory to this whole thing that she didn't sign up for. Poor Tyler, honestly. The true victim of this movie.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Fucking terrible. So yeah, my headcanon is that she's like, fuck you and everything you stand for.
Thanks for saving me. Bye.
Yeah. She leaves him in the desert.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, he like runs off instead of Bodhi, like instead of picking up his obviously dead friend and he's like, I want to bury him, and he's like, nah, we can't do that.
Yeah.
I'll take this money instead though. And yeah,
bury
drives
this
away.
in my pocket.
Yeah. Okay, cut to the future. Next year, it's Australia.
One quick thing.
Okay.
This is very similar to old Iron Man, in which case all this went amazing to some brain damage, especially because Swayze's like, I'll see you in the next life, which if that is synced up to see you on the dark side of the moon, we would have been hooting and hollering.
I would have been going, ooh, like I was surfing.
Yeah,
in
exactly.
the earlier scenes.
But instead it was just playing money, so it's like,
oh well, that's fine. He does drive off with some money, so.
That's true, yeah.
He gets away. The bad guy wins.
Yeah.
And that's the end of the movie. Nah, psych. There's more. Cut to Australia the following year. It's the year of the big old prophesized storm. The 50-year storm has in fact hit where Bodhi said it was, because of course it did. He's Poseidon. Johnny is watching the waves rolling in as Us and Them begins for us boys. He spots a figure down on the beach wearing like a poncho. He's like, yes, that must be my man. He goes and approaches this guy and tosses the president mask into the waves. Very dramatic. I love that visual.
Says, dropped something, bruh.
Bruh.
Which is pretty good. I think if you've had a year to come up with something, you maybe overthink it a little, so I'm not too mad at that.
Describes like that he's been chasing him down for years and stuff, like nearly caught him in this place, but he got away. Blah, blah, blah. But I knew you wouldn't be able to miss the 50-year storm, Bodhi. I got you. And it is Bodhi, and he doesn't seem to have learned his lesson.
No.
I feel like this is a very like Heat moment where the good guy and the bad guy have a chat about like kind of respecting each other. he's like, you still go surfing? He's like, every day, man. Still a bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, they have a fucking fist fight out on the beach.
Exactly when the us and them vocals start.
Yeah, into it.
Yeah.
But, like, come on, guys. You're an FBI agent. What are you doing? Stop having a fist fight on the beach, you fucking weirdo.
Yeah.
But yeah, they
But he manages to handcuff him.
Yeah, handcuffs him while being submerged.
Yeah.
And he's like, fuck, I'm so sad. I want to be able to... Let me ride the wave, friend. And he fucking does. He delivers the line, I'm not going to paddle to New Zealand, which I love. Shout-outs to us.
Oh, yeah, I paused and sung the national anthem, don't worry.
Oh, good, okay. Did you also pause Pink Floyd? Because otherwise we might be out for this, like, final second.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh. But yeah, he fucking lets him. What?
Yeah.
That sucks!
Yeah, I wasn't happy with this, because it's like, in Breaking Bad, when Spoiler gets to, it's so hard to not spoil it. When such and such dies to achieve such and such, but because such and such is a really reprehensible character, and he kind of dies on his own terms, you're like, okay.
Yeah. That sucks.
Yeah.
I know what you're referring to, I'm pretty sure.
And this is the very similar situation. It's like, Bodhi kind of won in the end.
Like,
he got to do what he wanted.
Let's let this guy have a final win despite all the horrible shit that he's done. If it was my cut of the movie, it would have just been a real tight zoom on Keanu's face, and he just says, fuck no, and then the credits roll.
To like Ray Parker's Ghostbusters theme for some reason.
Right? Just over the credits, That's how I end every movie.
It is worth noting that the biggest rewrite in this film came for this ending. This end was rewritten by Catherine Bigelow and her then partner, James Cameron.
Oh my god, of course.
Yeah, you notice that not only is the ocean there and it's raining, but like, and it's raining. The
all CGI.
Yeah.
None of this is real.
The man loves his CG water.
Yeah, he does. I'm so looking forward to Avatar 2, by the way. Holy fuck.
Oh, yeah.
Coming soon. Principal photography finished at this point, listeners. I'm not dating this episode, but I'm hype.
Probably only 6 more years till they finish it.
Yeah, exactly. So Johnny Utah he's dead, man. He's walking away. He's letting him surf this last wave, and like he gets absolutely wrecked by it. Presumably, his body, all the bones in his body, smash at once as he's crushed by like 100-foot wave. The police are like, I don't know, dude, what's happening? And he throws away his badge into the sea. This is all he cared about. It's just like, screw my whole career. I'm just gonna be a surf bro for real after this movie, I guess. Fucking bizarre. I don't like the end of this movie, Gareth. I'm not going to lie.
I would have been happy if it had just ended in the desert, like he did catch him and maybe they had their talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right then. You going to let me go? Fuck no. Oh, no. Yeah, credits roll. What did you think? How did it sink?
What did I think and how did it sink? I think there's a lot of missed opportunity sinks. Like, a lot of, I call them clock opportunities now, when the clocks hit at the wrong time.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, I did love the second money with the chase.
Yeah, it was great.
Of course, we can't ignore Balance on the Biggest Wave, Race Towards an Early Grave.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I can translate these feelings into numbers, the feelings of maths.
That is a true issue with math. Scientists have been baffled for years. They're like, what does 4 feel like? You know?
Yeah.
Studies have shown. I think it's a 4, by the way. That's why I said that. That's what I'm feeling.
Yeah, it's an emotional 4.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, I'm not happy that it's a 4, but it's a 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, if you're not happy, we can rediscuss.
No, I agree it's a 4. I'm just disappointed in the film. I'm disappointed in Pink Floyd. I'm disappointed in everyone except for you and I.
Holy shit. We started off this episode by saying, we like this movie.
I actually was really, I knew I was on unsteady ground saying how much I loved this movie. Like, I was like, James is going to point out like one flaw and I'm going to completely cowardly
Gonna fold.
But I still thoroughly loved this film. I agree, like, it's better than it should have been by a long shot. I'm glad it didn't spawn, like, 10 sequels.
Oh my god, it could have as well.
Well, like, Fast and Furious was essentially a remake of Point Break. Like, it's just replacing the surfing with cars.
Yeah, makes sense.
So, like, I think if surfing was easier, there would have been, we would have been getting, like, 2 points, 2 break.
As easy as driving?
Yeah.
Right, okay. It's just the barrier to entry.
Yeah, the barrier of entry for surfing was enough that they couldn't make,
We
which
just
I would have loved.
We need to make our own Point Break spin-off that's about air hockey, and because there's no barrier to entry for that, and we'll just we're going to get 13 sequels. It's going to be great.
Look at these bank robbers' strong wrists. I reckon they're air hockey players.
Gary Busey's just like fucking wilding out in the office.
Yes.
Getting real good at air hockey.
Sure.
He's just been hitting up all the arcades, stealing people's hair. Jesus.
And then by the 5th one, they kind of become spies, and then the air hockeying, and the 8th one, the air hockeying in the Arctic.
Yep. There you go.
I'm loving it. Oh.
Sweet. We got there.
Copyright, patent.
4 out of 10.
4 out of 10.
All right.
Well, what's our next film? We know what our next big Hollywood project is now, the air hockey movie, but what's our next podcast?
On the side, if we're going to continue the podcast, we may as well choose the next film, I suppose. It's my pick, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, the thing about our bloody our process, right? We're trying to see things syncing up, but oftentimes things are slightly out, and it's so frustrating when that happens, right?
Yeah.
It's just like, it's things are either like slightly too fast, slightly too slow, like almost like catching up, or like not able to get there in time, so rushing or dragging, you could say. And and like, it's a lot of the time I would say that the movies that we've been watching just aren't my tempo, Gareth, and that's why we're going to be watching Whiplash 2014.
Whoa.
With bit of Pink Floyd, because if anything's going to keep us on target in terms of things syncing up, syncopation, rhythm, it's going to be Whiplash, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
J.K. Simmons, just like keeping us in time.
Mm-hmm.
I hear he's a lovely, chill guy in that movie.
Yeah, it's going to be a romp.
Yay.
Sweet. Look forward to that one.
Yeah. Wow, gosh, until then, I've been Gareth Blacklow.
I've been Surfer Dude James Barron. Cowabunga.
Cowabunga. The end.